I just had a quick question. So we're
Mhm.
doing our final project together. Could we, well, I was gonna make like one of those Nearpod things because we
Mhm.
want to do the book, so it'd be kind of like a book thing. Is that okay for the presentation part or like okay?
Definitely.
And then we each write our own paper for it?
Oh.
No, we have one paper together. Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet.
All right, got it.
Because we saw that it said it had to be interactive. So
Mhm.
because we were doing a yearbook, we were doing the yearbook about the House of Bernarda Alba, and then we were gonna have like the interactive part be like after the presentation was like kind of over, we're gonna have people like sign their yearbook and like.
I think that's a good idea. Muy bien. Okay, so I guess let me see. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. It's just that I had to take my computer to fix it, and now I have all sorts of things to fix again. Bien. So, do you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Vale. So any questions about Lazarillo now that we're here? No?
Nope.
Yeah, we've done. I feel like I know last video like the back of my hand.
Góngora and Quevedo.
Yeah, I think I know them pretty good.
Vale. And Don Quixote. We pretty much discussed, I think, all the important elements.
Yeah, I think we went over that one pretty well.
Muy bien. Y Federico. Bueno, so should we go like question by question and then see where the problems are?
Sure. Yeah.
Vale. So why is the work called a rural trilogy? Because this was part of this so-called. I think that's a better way of asking it. The three of them are taking place in the rural part of Spain, as we mentioned, and that's like the most disadvantaged area back then. So people are prejudged as less educated and where emotions are stronger and where tradition is more important, I guess. Okay, so everything can be a little bit more exaggerated. Okay? Bernarda, at the least, could be described as harsh, disrespectful, controlling, ruthless, self-motivated. I would add also selfish. Because even though it's not her worst, I think she does part of what she does because she doesn't want to be alone and she wants to be in control. Okay. Bien. We also mentioned that all the sisters had different attitudes and reactions to their situation. That has to do with their personality, but also with their age. Okay. So Adela is the youngest. She's the most rebellious. She's the one that tries to defy the mother at all times. And Angustias is the oldest. She's the one inheriting almost everything. She's the one getting married. So she's pretty happy with the final results. So she won't say anything. And then we have people in between, like Magdalena, who seems to accept her fate. Okay. And then Martirio, who is the most jealous of them all. And it's the one in the end that produces the final situation. See? Muy bien.
Yep.
It is also quite representative of different, what do you call it? Like family, not
Dynamics.
dynamics. Yeah, different family dynamics. Like how different families, in this case, different girls react to the same situation. Okay. So the role of Pontia, it's like she keeps her head low in a way, I would say, because she's the only one that dares to say to Bernarda the truth with care, because you know she's the boss and she's very aware that she's just a maid for her, but she's the only one that knew Bernarda for this long time. So she's the only one really that knows her very, very well. Okay, so it's like Bernarda's conscience. Okay, and it's the one that tells her, you know, do you remember from the story, at some point she warns Bernarda that what she's doing, it's going to end up very, very bad, and she will ignore her because she's Bernarda Alba and no one can tell her what to do. Okay, but she's like the conscience. And the other maid, remember what we mentioned? I think we talked about it very briefly.
Is the other maid the one that had the son with Bernarda's? Was it the first husband?
That's a Prudencia, maybe?
Mm-hmm. The other maid is the one that had a son with Bernarda's husband, and it happens to be male, what's the word? Male sibling, male, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So it's this sort of weird way of respecting the memory of your husband, because it's his son, but it's because of his adventure with the one of the servants, one of the maids. So it's this kind of very controversial traditional role of women that had to accept all of the things that their husbands did, and they couldn't do anything, any of those things. Okay, so it happens to be the only male sibling in the family, and it is not with Bernarda, so it's kind of eating her up. Okay. Repression and vitality. Okay. So obviously they are all repressed. They cannot speak. They cannot discuss whatever worries them. But at the same time, all of them are young. They are single. They want to have a life, but they are not allowed. So you know that is going to clash at some point. Okay. Authority and power. Okay. Obviously, it's represented in the idea of and the character of Bernarda. And she makes sure that everybody knows that she is the one in charge and that all of them should obey her. Okay. Love and passion. Okay. Pepe is engaged to Angustias, but only because she's the richest of the sisters and because she's the one with the dowry and she's the one with the money. So we don't even know if they are in love or anything like that. And maybe it's just that Pepe wants to be part of a good family, and that's all, because obviously he had the relationship with Adela. Okay. So it's this idea of, is it love with Angustias and passion with Adela, maybe? Class and worth. That's one of the most important aspects that helps for the story to develop, because for Bernarda, no one is good enough to be part of her family. But that's maybe what she says so that none of the daughters marry anyone. If I say, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, then nobody's going to be good enough, and then they're all ending up being single. And back then, the only thing you could do when you were single was stay at home with your mother, with your grandparents, with whomever lived in the house, okay? And also she's very disdainful with other people that are not the same level, or that she thinks they are not her same level, okay? And appearances, it's also a key aspect, because everything is revolving around appearances. They seem to be a good family, they are all getting along very well, but we know they are not. And remember what happened in the end? At the very, very, very end.
I don't remember
When one of the sisters like commits suicide, like then at that point.
Adela dies, and then
Yep.
what's Bernarda's reaction?
Honestly, I don't remember. Oh, she like makes her change the clothes to like be a maiden.
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know.
she was like
Yeah.
put on her best dress and something for the funeral.
Oh yeah.
She was like,
Yeah, like, don't cry, don't do anything.
oh, and it was like she didn't die, or she died a virgin.
She
Like,
died a virgin,
everyone
and
should
blah, blah,
imagine
blah. And you need to cry in your own rooms. Don't let anyone see you crying, blah, blah.
Oh right. Oh wow. Okay.
She seems to not even be sad by her youngest daughter's death, but more about what other people are going to say about the fact that she died, not a virgin. Right. Okay. Death, yeah, as an option to finish with everything, and the only escape from it. Okay. And it's kind of revolving around the whole story from the beginning. You know, all the symbols in Lorca are telling us that something very, very bad is going to happen. Like the idea of the night, Adela only meets Pepe during the night, the moon, there is no water. The town is described as a very dry type of town. Okay, so a town of death. It's the night, it's the moon. Also, we need to add one more. Green. When they're getting ready the dress for the wedding, she cannot wear white because her dad just died, and she cannot wear black because black is for mourning. So a color in between that they chose was green for the future wedding dress of Angustias. Remember?
Oh, I did not remember that.
Oh, I don't remember her picking green. I did not.
Okay, so green generally represents life and nature and all sorts of things, very positive. But for Lorca, it is a symbol of death.
Oh.
So when we hear that they are getting ready all of the things for the wedding and for the wedding night and all that, and the dress is green, it's like hearing on one of these TV shows, like dun dun dun. Mm-hmm. So you know something very, very bad is going to happen. Okay, so black is obviously death, and mourning, heat, the tension. Okay. Remember also what happened with the fan? Bernarda said,
when she
like,
gave her one fan, and she was like, "It's not black. Like, have respect. Like, we're mourning. Like, I only want the black fan." Yeah.
Okay. Again, the fan was green.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize what color it was. Okay.
Okay. it's something you read, you don't even pay attention to it, and then when you go
Right.
back on the symbolism, it's like, whoa, okay. And they're always hot, they're always thirsty, they're always, so it all represents this kind of climatic tension that it's going to explode at some point, okay. So the woman dressed in sequins, it's sexual immorality, but also the freedom they don't have. Because they are criticizing her, but at the same time, it's like, wow, I wish I was her, because she can
Are
do.
those the women that come from like the countryside?
Mm-hmm.
And they like, or is that the women that like dance in the town?
Say again.
Is it the women that come from like the countryside, like
No,
I don't know, like the
it's
different
this
types of people?
woman that they talk about that came into town to entertain
Mhm.
men, because
Right.
men
Okay.
need these things, and
Okay.
she was dressed in sequins, like, oh my god, when they are all wearing black dresses.
Right. Okay.
Okay. The absence of water, also a symbol of vale. And what do you think about the grandmother?
I don't know. It's weird that she is locked. That Bernarda also locks her up and keeps her like sheltered, like the daughters, when she's her mother.
Why do you think that she has her own mother locked up?
Maybe for like a sense of control still. I don't really know though, because I felt like she would probably honor her like elders, so I feel like it's weird that she's locked
Maybe
up.
to keep the whole family together.
Mm-hmm. Because in her little perfect family that she's thinking of, a crazy mother doesn't have any role to play.
Right.
So our family needs to be seen as perfect from the outside. So let's keep her away where nobody can see her, where nobody can criticize her, where nobody can say anything against her and against us. That's the idea. It's all about appearances, okay? And also the one that says what everybody's thinking, but nobody dares to say.
Oh, okay.
Like, oh, I want to get married, I want to escape from this house, I want to have children, I blah blah blah. She's dressed up in a wedding gown, so because she seems to have lost her mind somehow, but in the end she's the only one that seems sane, because she's the only one saying the truth, what everybody's actually thinking. So the craziest one is saying the most sane things. Okay?
Right.
Vale? A symbol of death, foreshadowing. Vale. Do you think they could have been married?
No, I don't think, because of Pepe's character, I don't think he would have ever married anyone.
Also, Adela did not have a dowry or money to take to the marriage.
Oh, true.
Because there are stories that it's like, oh, I don't care about all of that, but I still love you, but I don't really think it was love.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. It's like we perceive the daughters more like servants, like you are here to do whatever I say and to serve me because I'm your mother and your older mother and you are all young. So you are here to do whatever I say, basically. That's why she doesn't want them to marry. That's why she's almost happy when there are people coming to the house and in the end they say no to the marriage, because that way she can keep them with her, but at the same time she can control them because they are under her roof and under my rule. Under what's the phrase? My house, my rules.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. What's the most powerful word in the play?
I was trying to figure that out. I don't know. Oh.
If you go back to the story, they are the first and last word pronounced by Bernarda.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she says it a lot at the end. Silence, silence, I say. Oh yeah, she says it a lot.
So
I kept going back being like, what word does she say over and over again?
It's not that she says silence a lot, which she does, but it's when and the impact of those words. It's like by silencing everyone, it's like I'm controlling everyone. You have to do whatever I say. It's my kingdom here. So it's like when you are in prison. I can tell you what to do, even to be in silence.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's this idea of appearances and all that.
I'm trying to find she says it.
Bien, because this is optional, we can go back to these two back then. Is there anything you wanted to ask about the poems?
No, not really.
Vale.
Nope.
Okay, so this is very well answered. Okay, Doña Rosa and Leonardo, the two characters that we get to know first. And if you remember, there are over 300 characters. And the novel is not, let me show you. I have it.
We only got snippets of the novel.
This is a book. Quite small. It's all in all 300 pages, around 300 pages. So it's not that long. So it's less than 1 page per character, if you think about it. Okay, so why are they the ones to be introduced first? The two people that we know first, because they are the stereotypes of the post-war type of society. Don Leonardo, that has lost it all, that he's very, very poor, and sorry, 1 second. He's very, very poor, but he still reacts and leads a life that if you didn't know, you would think that he was still quite wealthy, because he has this suit, he has like gel on the hair and everything, but it's all appearances. And the people that know him, they know that he has nothing. But he still acts as if he was the man that he used to be. Okay, he uses the same type of words, he has the same type of friends, he doesn't want to accept that his situation is different now. Okay, and then we have Doña Rosa, that it's like the survivor, the one that managed to readapt her life and her status to the new circumstances. She's the one that really has the money because she owns a cafe, and the cafe is generally full. It's not that it's full with the richest people in town, but still she has enough to have like a proper way of living. Okay. But in contrast to that, she's the one that uses like the swear words, shorter sentences. She likes bloody stories with like mysteries. So her social status does not relate to her actual behavior. Okay. So again, it's a way, the physical appearances and the things that they say and do, it's important because we don't really know how they look like, but by what they do and what they say, we can imagine themselves as characters. Okay. Same thing, it's connected, and as we mentioned, their attitude doesn't really match their social position. Okay. Why is this novel called The Hive? Because, as you mentioned, it's all compartmentalized. Each character is described in each of these paragraphs called sequences, and each sequence is divided by an extra space. Let me show you. And then I have it all marked, yeah. I want to show you like a clean one. Okay, so if you look at this one, you can see the extra space. So you know it's a different character this time, okay? And basically it's the story of all these many people that in the end are nobodies. Because what Sela is trying to describe is the society. It's a collective novel. It's a social type of novel. No character. There are one or two characters that are more important than the others, but it's really the story of this group of people. Okay? And the reality that we find is post-war Spain or post-war Madrid, we could say. And most of them are like lower classes type of people that have almost nothing. And the author described it as a clock novel because it's very difficult, as you can imagine, to tell a story with so many characters and then not get lost in it.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you really like the theme, it's really interesting. Okay. And there are no heroes. They are losers, we could say. Nobody's winning anything here. And they have really no faith. They don't look forward to tomorrow because tomorrow is going to be the same as today. Okay. Why was the novel first published in Argentina? Because obviously when you've published that type of novel with no hope, with a society that is struggling to survive, with people that are now heroes and things like that, obviously the regime, Franco's regime, would not allow to publish something like that. Okay, they said it's because it was too explicit in the sex and too political, which is not, but that's what they said. Okay, and then the end of the novel, it's kind of funny. That's a translation, and it's the only one that has a title. It's called Final, End, and it's the end, but it looks almost like a beginning. It's more like an introduction, so that's also weird. Okay, and it's like the author, what it's trying to say, it's like there is no ending to this story, and it's going to be continuing with more people, more characters, more hunger, more misery, more of everything, and the end is more or less in your hand. And I think that was it. Yes. So no questions.
No,
No.
that actually helped a lot with the last.
Yeah, that was really good.
Okay. Anything else you would like to discuss or comment on, or?
I don't think so. When do we have to have like everything like submitted by?
What do
Like
you
not
mean
for
by
final
everything?
project, but for class in general.
Say again, sorry.
Is like the last date that we have to have like everything submitted by? Like some of my classes were like next week. They want like everything that like
The
had
course is
due turned in.
finished on the 19th, I think.
Okay.
But that day is supposed to be like the final day, and
Right.
to have all our grades and everything ready for then. So I don't have a
Okay.
set time, but I guess before then.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you submit your activities, at least as for me, I will accept them. So
Okay. Perfect.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. This was
thank
good.
you. Thank you for coming by.
Of course.
And then we're presenting on Monday, correct?
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Send
we can
everything
like
to me.
share.
Sorry?
We can just like when we do our presentation, is it possible for us to like share our screen?
Yes, I'm
Zoom?
trying to work that out. Let me try now. We have like 5 minutes. Let me see if I can give you.
Oh yeah, it says I could share my screen right now.
It does?
Yeah, so if I went like,
Can you try? Just share something.
you can see the. Can you see it? I'm just looking at the Bernarda thing. No. Share screen. Oh, here. Now you can see it.
Good.
Okay, yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect. Okay, this will be fine then. Okay, good. Great.
Excellent. I'm becoming an expert in technology. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Monday.
See you on Monday.
Bye.
Bye.